you up to?
I'm just finishing my entry for the music video contest.
Wasn't that due at 12?
Yeah, midnight, so I still have several hours to wrap this up.
No, it was due at 12 noon today.
I missed it. My masterpiece. It's so good. I worked so hard on it.
That's okay. That's okay. Why don't you show me?
Everybody tune in. When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show. That's how you know.
Eric, get out of here. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Happy monstering.
Happy
Hi,
monstering,
everyone.
everybody.
How's it going? We just had to shoo Monster Handler Eric out of the booth because of his last minute procrastinations almost threw the show off on a weird note. But welcome to My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. I am Monster Handler Matt.
And I am Monster Handler Sydney.
Oh, and it's a pleasure to have you and sitting down in one of the hot seats this week.
Thank
Sydney.
you. Usually I'm behind the chat, or on the chat, but today on the chat is Monster Handler Eric. And Monster Handler Eric is also operating the camera and doing a lot of things, so please bear with him. Be patient with him.
Doing double duty.
Yeah, he's a multitasker today.
Yeah. And well, he was a triple tasker because up until recently he was working on his entry for the music video contest, which unfortunately, I mean, I didn't want to have to break it to him that as an official monster handler, he is ineligible to win anyways.
That
but
contest entry was really something.
yeah, yeah, you know, just as I was approaching getting ready for today's episode, I could hear some a cacophony of sound, and I couldn't really figure out what exactly was going on. But I am happy to report that today we will be taking a look at several of the entries that we received for our We're Live music video contest and awarding the grand prize of 1,000 diamonds to our favorite.
That's a lot of diamonds.
That is a lot of diamonds. You know, what would you do with 1,000 diamonds? That's a lot.
What do you do with 1,000 diamonds? I don't know. What would you do with 1,000 diamonds?
I
just hoard them.
You know what I would do? I would.
I just sit on the pile of diamonds and swim through it like Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, that's a very good answer. I was gonna say that maybe I would light my wishing torches on one island permanently, because that would clear out all those 1,000 diamonds. But I
That's
might
a much
want
smarter thing to do.
But I might want to wait until one of our promotions where we light wishing torches for discounted amounts. Who knows when the next one of those will be? I don't want to give anything away because we've got a bunch of exciting promotions happening this weekend in both My Singing Monsters and On a Fire, all related to the element of plant. And we had asked you, the community, our lovely community, to send in some questions that you might have. Some of those might be related to the element of plant. Some of those might not be related to the element of plant.
Kind of a mixed bag.
Yes, a potpourri, if you will.
Pack.
A cornucopia of different questions that we'll be answering today. So, today on the program, we're going to be looking at those entries. We're going to be answering questions. We're going to play some trivia, aka Stomp. There's Eric. Yeah. Yeah, it's like calling out on a mountain.
Before we get too far into it, I know everyone likes to enter our raffle right near the start.
Oh.
So, Eric, the raffle, please. And I believe it is open.
All right, so you need only put an exclamation point and then the word raffle as an entry into the chat, and you will be entered. Now, the other exciting thing that we do at the beginning of our episodes here on My Singing Monsters Live is that we draw a prize from our subscriber pool. And these are users who have subscribed to the official Big Blue Bubble TV Twitch channel, and we really appreciate all of their support and all the fine things that they do for us. You can unlock a bunch of emotes. I believe it's ad-free. There's all sorts of perks to becoming a subscriber.
A reminder that if you have Amazon Prime, you actually get a free Twitch Prime subscription. So you get a free subscription to use on a channel. So why not us?
And you know that this will be the one that you're going to use that on. Of course.
Right? So, what are we giving away to our subscriber winner today?
What we're giving away to our subscriber winner is a rare of their choice from the third roster of rares that were up for availability this week for our Easy Being Green promotion.
That's
in
right.
My Singing
We had
Monsters.
our big vote on Facebook. Thank you to everyone who voted. I think we
Yes.
had more than 3,000 votes by
Close
the end
on
of the week.
4 if I recall
Yeah, that's
correctly.
Right. So thank you to everyone who voted, and yeah, roster 3 won.
That's right. So in that roster we have rare Octopus, rare Furcorn, rare Clamble, rare Shellbeat, and rare Deej.
That's right.
And I wonder if that particular roster pulled ahead in the poll because of the number of monsters in that roster who are also Sugarbush Island dwellers.
Oh, interesting. I thought maybe it was because there were multiple
Indeed, there's both Shellbeat and Deej in the mix, but we don't need to worry about why it happened, just that it happened,
Yes.
and that is the promotion that will be running this weekend in My Singing Monsters. So, that's the rare of your choice. Do we have a winner?
We do. So, the winner of one rare of their choice from roster 3 is Storm Snake 25.
Congratulations, Storm Snake 25. So make sure to whisper at us on Twitch your BBBID/friend code so we know which account to deliver your rare to, and let us know which rare it is that you want from roster 3.
And we'll get back to you probably after the show.
That's right.
Yes. So make sure you whisper message us that.
Well, now that that's out of the way,
Yeah.
we have all sorts of things to discuss today. We've got the contest entries, we've got the elemental plan. So what would you like to do, Sydney? Should we begin with answering some questions, or should we start by watching one of the contest entries? I think maybe we should start with the latter. Start with a contest entry. There's several that we picked out from the batch of entries that we received.
Some of our favorites, although they were all amazing. Thank you to everyone who sent in your entry. They were so funny to watch.
It gave us a good chuckle and helped us reminisce about why we do this.
Monster
all the
Handelr
fun
Matt
times that we have.
Cackling across the studio.
Yes, you could hear me doing my trademark cackle.
You may have heard that trademark cackle
in a few places.
In Monster Handler Eric's contest entry.
Yes.
All right, so.
Shall we watch the first one?
I would love that.
Okay.
So this one is by Stacko Wublins.
All right, let's take a look.
Everybody tune in, we're starting the show. Monsters to talk about, there's so much I know.
When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
That will get stumped, but most of us will have fun.
I find viewing Monsterpiece is sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're live.
Bravo, bravo. Very well done, Stack of Wublins.
That was wonderful. Some great fades going on in that. Some great zooms.
Yeah, that killed me when Monster Handler Michael, who will be returning to the program next week, I believe.
Michael's on a beach somewhere.
That's right, enjoying a well-earned vacation. He's a hardworking Monster Handler. And I like the transition of, I believe, I'm flossing and his face that appeared in our music video contest sort of parody submission that we did, a takeoff on 80s style sitcom opening. That was also a notable favorite moment of mine is the little question mark that appeared beside Monster Handler Eric's face when he couldn't find a word to rhyme with show. That's been a consistent point in many of the submissions, illuminating all the possible words that rhyme with show, which are many, but Monster Handler Eric couldn't conjure one up in time for our jingle.
Well, thank you so much, Stacko Wublins. I don't know if you're in the chat today. I know sometimes you are, but yeah, thank you again for that entry. So,
are you ready to
for
ask
some
me some questions? Oh, well, I'm ready to answer some questions. So,
let's get into it. So our first question today is from Dusk Fury, and they ask, can Blassoom perform photosynthesis?
Blassoom, celestial of plant, can it perform photosynthesis?
It's a question on the tips of everyone's tongue.
So, to review, photosynthesis is the natural process whereby light energy is converted into chemical energy for plants to use and fuel their bodily processes.
Right.
Now, the interesting thing and exciting thing about Blassoom is that, yes, as the celestial of plant, it does have some level of control over photosynthesis, but I'm happy to say that Blassoom, because it is endowed with this element of plant and limited control over it, it doesn't even need light energy to bring plant life into being.
Well, that's fortunate because I don't think, you know, when you look at Celestial, I think it's sort of up in the stars.
That's true, and yeah, Starhand, you know, far enough up in the atmosphere, maybe the light isn't cutting in at the proper angle, but Blossom can perform some photosynthesis, but doesn't absolutely need light in order to conjure plant life into being. That's part of the magic of the Celestial's elemental energies.
Well, that's a nice perk.
It isn't it? It isn't it?
It isn't it? Okay, our next question is actually from one of our subscribers, Logan Peters 89.
Hi, Logan Peters.
Why does the use of bioluminescence, like with Epic Fwog, Rare Scups, Stog, Epic Noggin, etc., occur in the monster world?
Great question, Logan. I think in order to understand why it happens in the monster world, we may take this opportunity to pivot slightly and take a look at why it happens in the human world, in the natural world of Earth. So bioluminescence can accomplish many goals for a particular organism. They can be used for mimicry, it can be used for attraction, defense, camouflage, all sorts of different reasons. And I think that many of those reasons are valid in the monster world as well. Can you list off a couple of those examples for me? And then
These examples that you wrote down?
No. The which
oh, the monsters.
Yes, the monsters
absolutely.
that were posed in the question.
So Epic Fwog.
Yes, Epic Fwog as an amorous monster would definitely be using its bioluminescent spurs atop its head for attraction, to attract another Fwog in order to sing with.
Of course.
There's that.
There was also Rare Scups.
Rare Scups is interesting because it is predominantly nocturnal, lives or is mostly active in low light environments. So it, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, uses a strategy called counter-illumination camouflage in order
Sounds
to...
fancy.
I know, I did a little bit of research for this particular question. So, much like the firefly squid that lives off the coast of Japan...
Excuse me?
That's right. In the human world, it has bioluminescent parts of its body that it uses to light up so that when creatures are swimming underneath it and they look up, it's hard for them to make out the silhouette of the squid because the light matches the color of the light passing down through the water.
That's very interesting.
So, it could be that Rare Scups has a similar strategy at work here, that it sort of masks its overall shape, its appearance when it's underwater, when it's swimming around, by using its own bioluminescent spikes, its spurs, to sort of mask its outline. So that's what I'm thinking.
The other example that was given was Epic Noggin.
Epic Noggin, I don't think actually
Not
performs
necessarily bioluminescent.
bioluminescence, more so that it literally has volcanic activity inside it, and that there's a glow of that lava, of that heat.
Fire is bright.
That's right. Fire is less bioluminescent than it is just luminescent. Monster Handler Eric is tirelessly working behind the scenes here to make sure that our audio levels are correct, adjusting the microphone. You know what? You'll never be able to see all the work that he's doing, but he's doing a great job.
Cameraman, Santa.
In the chat.
Chat moderator.
All around good guy, video guy.
Expert monster handler.
The list
Number
goes
one
on.
video boy.
The list goes on.
He's the best.
Yeah. So, bioluminescence accomplishes different things for different monsters in the monster world.
That's right. All right, our next question comes from, would you like to say their name?
Donkey Kong
Yes.
14. Very clever.
I like that one as well. So they
So
asked...
thank you, monkey.
They asked Rare Scups' bio. Another thing about Rare Scups. Their bio says that it hunts things, but what does it hunt? And they also want to know where meat comes from in the monster world.
Two different questions at work here.
Yes, I got 2 for 1.
So I thought that in answering this question, we might turn to the Rare Scups bio that appears in My Sing Monsters. Sydney, would you do me the honor of reading
I would love
the
to.
bio?
The Rare Scups' Scupses?
Sure.
The Rare Scups' bioluminescent spurs are perfectly suited to its predominantly nocturnal lifestyle. Sure, it performs along nonchalantly during the day, but it's a total mystery what it does after the sun sets. Every once in a while, a company of ambitious monsters will resolve to stay up long enough to witness a Rare Scups in nighttime action, but the siren song of the castle's beds always proves too much to resist.
And then they perform a slumber. Thank you very much, Monster Handler Sydney. So far as I know, the bio does not mention that that the Scups hunts anything.
No.
So
Maybe they're mixing it up with perhaps Rare. Is it Rare Maw?
Rare Maw enjoys hunting cupcakes.
That's right.
But there might also be an opportunity, a teachable moment here. A nocturnal lifestyle. All that means is that it's active at night. Not necessarily that it hunts at night,
No.
but that it is just active in nighttime.
It could just be partying at night.
That's
Who
right.
knows?
Who knows? We may never know because
We
it's
keep falling asleep.
Exactly, notoriously hard. And in terms of where meats come from in the monster world, many of them are vegan options.
Yeah, the turkey.
We've discussed before that turkey is not like a human world turkey, and that
It's
it
more
actually
like
is
a
a
topher.
different. That's right. It's a whole different thing.
Yes.
All right. Is it time? Do you think to go to another entry from the music video contest?
I think that sounds like a great
Ooh,
idea.
let's do it.
So this one is by Tessa from Facebook.
All right.
We're starting the show. Monsters to talk about. There's so much I know. When I can't think of more words to rhyme the show. That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns. That one gets dumb, but most of us will have fun. I find viewing Monsterpieces and my fans to be lit. Monster kitchen grill every time I can stand it. When you hear sci-fi or simply, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're live.
Well done, Tessa. Well done. We love that entry. That one has a found footage sort of quality to it.
I
sort
love
of
it.
J.J. Abrams would be proud of that one. And of course, as I think you mentioned before, some very talented plush in aid of this particular entry.
Yes, absolutely.
Panning around, seeing what the different monsters
That's
are
quite
saying.
the plush collection.
That was an impressive plush collection, Tessa,
So thank you for that.
for that great submission. And I also liked the fan art that the characters were
That was
holding.
beautiful
and the different
fan art.
printed
The
out stuff.
Fangler fan art, I believe there was. That was awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Tessa, for that submission.
Thank you so much. I would also like to say that I saw, go by on the chat, Big Shrub said that Rare Scups probably hunts for cash.
For cash,
Who knew?
we know that it can produce currency. So hunting for cash, oh, what a greedy monster!
Does it need to hunt?
Does it
for
even?
it?
Does
It's
it
already making its
even
own
more?
money.
Even more coins. Well, that's an interesting proposition. I will consider that one, Big Shrub. Although I need some scientific evidence to support that particular theory. All right, what's next, Monster-handelr Sydney?
Okay, the next question is from Star Sailor 1343.
Okay.
And they ask something kind of scary.
Mm.
If Blasoom were to scream, would it sound like an actual scream with vocal cords, or like a very distressed instrument? I must know for science.
I'd say distressed instrument for sure. Mm-hmm. The vocal quality of a monster when it is speaking or communicating with others has a very musical cadence to it in the first place. As we've discussed before, the monstrous language is intelligible in multiple different forms. It's a very unique language in that sense because each monster sounds a little different, but they're all mutually understood by each other. So when Blasoom screams, I don't know why Blasoom would be
Maybe someone
screaming.
startled them, jumped out from behind a corner.
Something like that.
Yes.
So, okay, that makes sense to me. So, yeah, it would sound like a distressed instrument, like blowing too quickly through a bassoon or an oboe or such.
Can you?
Something like that.
I used to play clarinet and I did a lot of that kind of
Well,
sound.
there you go. You should pick it back up, Monster-handelr Sydney.
That's what a clarinet sounds like.
Yeah.
All right, our next question comes from DJ Enderwolf.
All right.
And they ask, does each chorister head... Oh, I remember this question. I think this is very interesting. Does each chorister head have a different name or nickname? If not, how would they get, they ask, the whereabouts of a roaming head? So I think they mean, how would they ask where...
You come from. Where roaming head would you like to join our
Yeah, or how would
chorister
they
body or
address
something
another
like
head
that?
or ask about another
I think
head?
that's a very interesting idea. Certainly when a chorister is fully formed, it takes on a particular nickname. And as we know, that nickname can be edited in My Singing Monsters and Dawn of Fire
That's
to
right.
a name of your liking, because it's your monster after all. But out in the wild, when choristers are in their pre-formation state, I think it's likely that they go by different nicknames, but perhaps those nicknames are only known to each other. Those are whispered in secret and never shared aloud until the chorister has a chance to form. The other thing that I was thinking about for this particular question as well is perhaps you've seen the Pixar film Inside Out.
I have.
So imagine that each of the chorister heads represents something of a different emotion or a manifestation of a different idea or mood or attitude.
That's very interesting.
So it could be that one of those nicknames that they call each other before they form up into the final monster is based on their dominant attitude. The different ideas and thoughts that they contribute to the overall monster.
I could also imagine that they might refer to each other just by sort of their shape or distinctive features.
That's right, because each one has sort of a unique shape.
Yeah, like there goes Squarehead.
Right. No two chorister heads are alike.
Yeah. Alright, another question here from Explorer Monster, the Monster Explorers. Since colossals are just spirits, is it possible for them to inhabit other things besides an island? What sort of things would they inhabit if this was possible?
Very interesting question, Monster Explorers. You are correct that the colossals are large spirits of creation that govern and oversee the monster world, or at least they did before many of them made a great sacrifice and imbued their life force into the collapsing pieces of the continent and formed the natural islands that we know today. So clearly colossals are possessed of the ability to inhabit things, to possess.
The ability to possess.
They possess possession. Very good. But the only recorded instances of this are actual island chunks, if you will, pieces of land in the monster world. It's not known whether or not they have any other possession abilities. Since they are enormously powerful entities, it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not entirely sure. This is a stump-worthy question.
Well, it's hard to imagine something big enough to contain such a large spirit.
A powerful life force. You're right.
Like what's bigger than an island? You know?
I don't know. Only the continent, and that's gone now, right?
One more question, then another
Sounds good to
entry,
me.
you think? Okay, from Bobby Boyo comes this question. What's the point of the cute little creatures that you can find in the islands? Do they have importance to monster history?
Ah, the critters.
Yes, the critters.
The beautiful little critters that skitter and scamper over the islands. The critters are part of the ecosystem of the island that they belong to, but they don't necessarily belong to the, wait for it, ecosystem. A term that I like to use to describe a island's particular sonic system, its environment. I think a perhaps more accurate term might be a sonosystem, something like that, if my Latin morphology is correct. But I like ecosystem because it reminds me of ecosystem and it's a play on a sound. Anyway, the critters are sort of like animals in the monster world if the monsters are the civilization, are the humans, if you will. So they occupy an ecological niche on the island, but don't necessarily contribute to the island's song. And they're just a native population of the island, sort of like porgs on the island that Luke is on an Ahto.
I
think I said
have
that correctly.
a stuffed porg on my desk.
Yes, you do.
Here at the office.
But it's
also
not
a stuffed ghast, so...
But it's not your favorite fictitious creature, right? That's a singing monster.
Absolutely not. I much prefer my stuffed ghast.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right, so what's next? What have we got? Who's this next entry by?
This next one is by Cubwax. Looking forward to this
All right, show us what you got, Cubwax.
Scooby Bobbles. Everybody tune in. We're starting the show. Monsters to talk about. There's so much I know.
When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
That will get stumped, but most of us will have fun.
I find viewing Monsterpiece sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're
live on a Friday. We're on every week.
Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet.
We don't just do telling, we also do showing.
When we stop playing notes, but the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live. That's our show, everybody.
Very well done, Cubwax. Wow, that one has a lot of deep cuts in it.
Absolutely.
Some of our older video
The
footage.
Diane video.
I know.
Although
There's all sorts of
everyone
stuff.
knows the Diane video.
Of course, that's a classic at this point. But definitely delved deep into the Big Blue Bubble archive
That was very
to
cool.
pull out lots of great. Excuse me, I burped. Lots of great video clips.
I really enjoyed that they brought up the perhaps the most shocking revelation that has yet to be said on this show, which is that Tweedle is the size of an ostrich. I liked the Tweedle equals ostrich question mark.
Yes, that was a rather striking revelation that I created. But I stand by it. I stand by it. It's a big bird. Monster. Monster bird.
Big bird-like monster.
Ah.
All right. Shall we get to the
Yes.
next question?
All right.
Penguin Sauce 1
Poor penguins.
asks, are the islands bigger in the actual universe than in-game? We get this question a lot, actually, on social.
And I'm happy to confirm, yes. The islands themselves are quite sizable, such that they have, it takes some while to cross from one side to another. You have to remember that the continent, being a continent and not an island itself, was absolutely massive in
Very
scale.
vast.
And that the different elemental lands, when they were joined together, formed this huge prehistoric supercontinent, much like Pangaea in our own world. The islands that appear in-game are sort of bite-sized for the actual gameplay purposes. They are sort of a scaled-down version of the island as they appear.
Slice of the true island.
Exactly. They are a sort of a representation of the full scale of the island itself. The colossal features, for example, are far larger in comparison to your average singing monster than they appear in the game.
Good to know.
So yes, it is a big place.
I just want to say to everyone in the chat who's wishing Big Blue Bubble a happy 15 years, 15th anniversary, because that was at the end of Cubwax's video. Thank you very much. And if you want to learn more about Big Blue Bubble and our 15 years, you can actually go to youtube.com/BigBlueBubble.
Our company branded YouTube.
Yeah, the Big Blue Bubble YouTube channel. There's lots of interesting stuff over there. Lots of stuff about our other games. And also, we just put out a video last week. We put out a video recently that interviews our CEO and talks all about our awesome, amazing 15 years.
Yeah.
So go
It's
check that out.
definitely worth a watch.
Yeah,
So go
absolutely.
check it out.
And subscribe to Big Blue Bubble while you're there. Lots of cool
It's a
stuff.
no-brainer.
Of course. Next question by Cyborg Gator.
Oh.
98. Do you guys have separate teams that work on each game, or do you all work on them together?
Oh, company question.
Yeah, I think the next couple ones. So
Very
that was
cool.
good tie-in.
It varies. Certainly, Big Blue Bubble has a couple of different games that we work on at any given time, and the people on those particular teams rotate around every once in a while when the artist or the programmer or the customer support or stuff like that can bounce around and move from project to project. So we try to keep things fresh.
But we do have teams.
We do have distinct teams.
Yeah,
yes.
there is a My Singing Monsters team, but the people on that team switch around so that no one's doing one thing for
There's
too
a lot
long.
of talent at Big Blue Bubble, and we want to
Yes.
make sure that that talent is shared equally across different projects, so that
Absolutely.
each project is up to our personal quality standards.
Yeah, so an artist might be on the My Singing Monsters team for a couple weeks, and then when we need them, they might be switched over to the Concert Kings team.
Loaned out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely. Next question comes from Baim Hakani. What would you guys claim is your biggest update yet?
Ooh, I saw this question earlier, and it gave me pause. I was thinking about it. So the first thing that I thought was perhaps our first anniversary update, which introduced Ethereal Island.
Right, that's pretty major.
That is pretty major because there was a new game mechanic that was introduced at that point, which was the ability to teleport monsters
Right.
to a brand new island. And then I thought, okay, that's a possibility. I was also thinking perhaps Sugarbush Island as well that same year because there were so many new monsters introduced at once. But I personally think that one of our biggest updates to date was Wublin Island.
Oh, that's a very good choice. I had Firehaven in the back of my head, but Wublin Island is very significant. It also introduced a whole new way to breed
That's
monsters.
exactly what I was thinking. That with the Weblin Island update came the ability to zap monster eggs directly from the breeding structure, which to me represents a whole new way, as you say, of getting monsters that was completely unprecedented and unknown of before that time. And it also introduced a cast of 5 Weblin characters to the world to start with, and then that population kept growing and growing as the Webox, the creator of the Weblins, continued to toil in its workshop and craft these new members of its supernatural family. So I would say Weblin Island.
And then, of course, eventually Webox itself came to Weblin Island.
That's right.
With a very exciting reveal video that monster handler Eric worked on.
Yes.
I think, yeah, that is a very good choice.
So that's my pick. But there are many. There's no definitive answer in my mind. There's a couple that could jostle for that particular honor.
Very cool. What do you think? Another contest entry?
You know what? I don't think. I know.
Oh.
Let's watch another contest entry. Which one is this one by?
This one is by Thijman and Gel.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
No, I looked up the pronunciation of these. This is a couple of our Dutch fans.
Oh, very good.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Tijman and Jelle.
Well, I'm sorry that I said it so incorrectly.
But that's okay. But that's okay. Let's watch.
Oh, the stream almost starts. I can't wait until the stream is so exciting. Wait, you see something?
Everybody tune in. We're starting the show. Monsters to talk about. There's so much I know.
When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
That will get stumped, but most of us will have fun.
I find viewing Monsterpiece sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley,
it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're live on a Friday. We're on every week.
Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet.
We don't just do telling, we also do showing.
When we stop playing notes,
but the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live.
Very well done. Very well done.
Phenomenal.
I admire the amount of effort that went into this particular some real world interaction.
Some
just
real
like we saw
acting there.
in Tessa's a few entries ago. Yes, and you know some promising acting chops.
That's a real dynamic duo there.
It is from that particular duo. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for sending in your entry. We loved
that
it.
one.
We loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Thank you.
Good sense of humor in that one. I liked it a lot.
All right. A few more questions before Stumped, maybe?
Oh, yes. Trivia, I think you mean Monster Handelr.
Do I mean trivia? All right.
Cut to the quick.
This next one comes from Larry Mantic.
Okay.
And they ask, did wishing torches ever exist in the Dawn of Fire? If they did, what were they for?
So it's been revealed in the past that fire, as the first element that sprang into being in the history of the monster world, has a special significance and influence over the rest of the natural elements which followed. That is, air, plant, earth, water, cold. So those 6 natural elements.
Did you just go 6?
I went 6.
Oh, I didn't see your other one.
6. Yes. So, wishing torches. The magic of fire is prevalent in many different forms in the monster world. As we know, fire elemental, specifically Kana, does have some access to fire sight, the ability to divine and glean truth or previously unknown information by simply gazing into a fire, as we saw in the Firehaven reveal video. But the magic of the wishing torches itself, I believe, it was alive and well during the era of Dawn of Fire. Now, whether or not wishing torches themselves in that particular form existed, we're not entirely sure. We haven't found any archaeological evidence to suggest that, but we do know that that particular brand of fire magic, if you will, was dating back to the era of Dawn of Fire. So the ability was around. We're just not sure if that ability was harnessed in the same way using the torches of the current era.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. They'll have more to learn.
Yes, there's always more to learn when it comes to the prehistory of the monster world, that's for sure.
One of my favorite subjects to study.
Indeed. And if I recall correctly, you excelled in that in Monster Handler Academy.
It was my best subject.
Yes.
All right, next question comes from I Saw It, and they asked, what does Clamble look like without its dress?
Clamble, surprise, surprise, not wearing a dress. That's actually the monster's body. And it's not necessarily a slip that goes on over the monster's twiggy sort of bits. It is instead just what the monster's body looks like. And while it may look sort of like a dress, it is just its particular shape.
Interestingly, I will say, in the design files for at least Rare Clamble, the funny thing is the body is labeled dress. But that's just...
I think that might be an internal reference for the
just
artists.
A way to refer to it, not
That's
what
right.
it actually is.
But it does look like a dress. I think that that's fair to say.
Clamble's pretty stylish.
I agree, especially the Rare Clamble with its reforged cast-off
And
plates.
the feathers.
That's right.
Feathers.
Mm-hmm. Or, what do we call them? Furthers, I believe, right? That monsters have a combination of fur and feathers. They're furthers.
Furthers.
Mm-hmm.
Very good term.
Furthers original. Go on.
I like Werther's.
Yeah, you got it.
Do you like that?
You're picking up what I'm putting down. This is good.
All right, next question. Ren Callan asks,
Mm-hmm.
does Ma have a giant toothbrush?
Does Ma have a giant toothbrush? So, a couple of episodes ago, might have even been last episode, we discussed monster diets, monster digestion.
And I believe this question was actually left over from that
Ah,
episode.
well then, perfect.
We keep all your questions, even if we don't get to them during the show. We have a huge document with all the questions, so even if it doesn't get answered in the episode
chances
you're
are
watching,
it'll make its way through at some point.
you never know. Sometimes we answer questions that were asked like 3 weeks ago.
And they're still there because they're still valid questions, and we still want to share our monster knowledge with
Absolutely.
you. So, the thing about eating junk food regularly for monsters as their form of nutrition is that you'd expect that this junk food would rot out their teeth. Unfortunately for us, but fortunately for monsters, the consumption of those same junk foods actually fortifies and strengthens their teeth. So, in the case of moss specifically, it doesn't even need to use a toothbrush. It just is able to keep its teeth healthy simply by eating the food, the junk food that is available to it in the bakery's menu.
So dentistry must not be a great profession to explore.
There are some dentists for those monsters who are finicky and want absolutely no gunk between their teeth, but yeah, that's my answer.
Good to know. How about we get to the next contest entry. This
Sure.
one is by Logan Peters, 89. Hello, Logan, one of our subscribers. So let's watch.
Everybody tune in, we're starting the show. Monsters to talk about, there's so much I know.
When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
That will get stumped, but most of us will have fun.
I find viewing Monsterpiece is sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're
live on a Friday, we're on every week.
Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet.
We don't just do telling, we also do showing.
When we stop playing notes, but the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live.
Oh, well done, Logan. Very well done. Very well done. I like the use of the in-universe tablet.
Yes, I think
the
that
stone
was
tablet.
a very beautiful frame, and they even had the critter from Plant Island fly by.
Oh, perfect.
It was very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, very
a beautiful
very,
frame for our
yes,
beautiful faces.
Yes, very. Oh, well,
Wow.
I would tend to agree. But very well done, Logan. Thank you very much for sending in that entry.
Thank you very much.
Well done.
All right.
Okay, so is it trivia time? Is it stumped?
I think we can move ahead to stuff.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So thanks to everyone who has sent in their trivia questions so far. You can send us trivia questions in the chat and on social media, as always. If you're doing it on social media, make sure to include hashtag MyStreamingMonsters. And wherever you're sending us your trivia questions, please include the answer as well.
Right, the question and the answer.
Yes, and please try to fact check your answer, because we've caught some of you.
Oh my
False
Galvana,
answers.
how could that be?
Oh, goodness, Galvana gracious. Okay, our first trivia question comes from Tis Just Angie.
Uh-huh.
What is essential to plants according to Talker? Talker knows a lot about plants.
They need sunlight and water and air to keep them alive. Sunlight, water, and air. That's how plants grow.
That's your answer?
Essential? I don't think the word essential is in Talker's lyrics, but I might be totally wrong.
What they need is sunlight, as you said.
Yes.
Water, air, but also earth. The earth.
Does Talker sing that?
Couldn't tell.
Because it's true. That plants need
You could have
earth.
just used science
But
to
I
answer
thought,
this question.
oh man. All
So
right.
that's a
We counting that as stumped?
Yes.
Oh,
So 0 for 1.
that was a gimme.
It was
It's just
the
Angie.
The first
Stumped me.
one was a gimme, and you still.
All right.
still
I
sucked.
will recover in
All
a
right.
subsequent question.
Hopefully, you can do a little better with this one. But from Jaden 1847.
Okay, Jaden, be good.
What in the Dawn of Fire pictures on the App Store was Flugel named? Now, I specifically picked this one for you because you are the one who creates the App Store screenshots
This is
a lot
true.
of the time for My Sing Monsters and My Sing Monsters Dawn of Fire.
I'm pretty confident that Flugel's name is Miles.
Final answer?
Yes.
It's not Bob or Sally.
Are you trying to
or-
throw me off?
No, I'm just throwing out some names.
Bob or Sally?
Yeah.
No.
Or Sydney.
No, I believe it's Miles.
You are correct.
Yeah!
Miles the Flugel. Winner, Gagnon.
Miles the Flugel.
Good name.
Mm-hmm.
Named after anybody?
Not to my knowledge.
The next one comes from Rub V, and they ask, what monster is the last to stop playing during the intro to this very show where you're getting ready? So what's the last monster to stop playing in the intro?
Oh.
This is a tough one. I think it was a very good question,
This is the
though.
Wublin Island song that is used for our intro.
Great track.
Dung, I don't think it's Thwack. I don't think. I want to say that it's synth that's making that. Are any monsters playing on their own? You know what? Perhaps your body language was a tell when I said Thwack. I'm gonna say Thwack.
Final answer?
Yes, final answer.
That's the Wublin you have chosen?
Thwack the Wublin, yes.
Stumped.
Oh, who is it?
Stumped.
Who is it?
It's Scargo. An underappreciated Wublin. Oh. Scargo.
How could you betray me like this, Scargo?
Well, let's interrupt this Stump Fest for another I like that one.
There was
Hashtag
a
interstump.
stumpception there.
Yes. All right. For another contest entry, this one is from Zyros D from Twitter.
Oh.
Let's watch.
All right, Zyros.
Everybody tune in, we're starting the show. Monsters to talk about, there's so much I know. When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show, that's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns that will get stumped, but most of us will have fun. I find viewing Monsterpieces sent by fans to be lit. Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it. When you hear Cybog or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're
Very well done. Very well done. I
Thank
like
you,
the fact
Zyros.
that you were represented when Sidley came up by a Reedling, one of your favorite
I
monsters.
love Cerebling.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, when we look at Monsterpieces today, I snuck in a little Reedling somewhere.
Wow.
Yes, a very cool Reedling that someone submitted. So, thank you for
cool.
that entry.
Great.
Yeah,
All right. Well, are you asking more stumped questions?
I think so.
All right. All right.
Okay. See if you can get this
And 1 for 3, right?
let's look.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Yes, that's correct.
1 for 3. 33%. All right. I always aim for 40%.
This one comes
Sounds right.
from DJ Enderwolf.
Okay.
And they ask, which monster in My Same Monsters, not Dawn of Fire,
Uh-huh.
has the longest idle animation? My idle animation.
Don't try and distract me. The longest idle animation. Excuse me.
This was an interesting one. I hadn't considered this one before.
Does this question mean that they don't play for the longest amount of time, or the idle animation itself, from beginning to end, when it loops, is the longest?
I do not have background information. However, I'm guessing the latter, that the
Okay.
loop is the longest.
Okay.
But I don't actually know.
It's not correct, but some part of me... Is it a wublin?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, then I'm way off.
Here, let me...
Okay,
help-
narrow
let
it
me-
down for
let
me.
me help you
Can
a
you
little
help me
bit.
out, please? Yes, thank
Can
you.
you think very broadly about what kind of movement might take longer to animate? Or might take longer to loop? You know, some monsters walk on 2 feet, some walk on 4 feet. What kind of movement might take a while to animate?
Perhaps Hula's spinning hoop? I'm struggling here. Put me out of my misery, Monster Handler Sydney. What is it?
The answer is Grumpire. What I was trying to hint you at, number one, that was a huge stumped. You didn't even have an answer. Thank you, Eric.
A monumental stumping.
What I was trying to get at was flying might take a while to animate and to loop.
That's true, but Tweedle also flies.
Yes, well, only one monster can have the title of longest idle.
All right, Grumpire, you're the winner. Who asked that question so I can remember for next time?
DJ Enderwolf.
DJ Enderwolf.
Thank you for
Got
that
my eye on you.
stump-worthy question.
All right, I'm 1 for 5? 1 for 4? It doesn't matter. We'll do calculations
For
later.
4. 1 for 4.
Okay.
The next one comes from Cubwax,
All right,
who
Cubwax.
submitted a contest entry earlier. Thanks again. They asked, this one's a very good one.
Okay.
List the YouTubers that revealed the epics in order of when they did it.
Oh,
Bonus points if you can say which monster they revealed. Which epic. This is a toughie, but
yeah.
great question.
There's no way I'm gonna get this.
You know some of them.
I do know some of them. I'm pretty sure Monster Explorers were in the mix. That they weren't the first, though. The first, I want to say, did Diane kick things off? No, I think she might have been week 2. Oh no. Well, I can tell you the order that the epics came out in. How's
well,
that?
maybe that will help you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Hit us.
Well, the first epics to come out were Noggin and Furcorn.
Which... I'll give you a gimme. We revealed those ones ourselves.
Very good. Well, that's who it was. The second week was Tweedle and Entbrat.
Okay.
And was Phoenix Kev one of those two? No. Did Phoenix Kev do Epic Toe Jammer? Do I have that one corrected, please?
You're really jumping around here. Okay, because this is a multi-part question, I'll give you some bits and pieces.
Okay.
Yes, Phoenix Kev revealed Epic Toe Jammer.
That's
I will not
probably
tell
the
you.
best that I'm gonna do.
I will not tell you where.
Well, that
in
was
the
week
order
3. That was week 3.
Okay.
So I know that position was either 3rd or 4th.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Monster Explorers did Epic Potbelly. But that I'm not sure of. Alright, cut to the chase. This is a major stumping. Give me the...
I'll give you
What's the damage here,
I'll give
Sydney?
you it in bits and pieces. I'll give
Okay.
you the monster, and
Okay.
you try to guess who it was.
Okay, alright.
So the first one was Tweedle.
Okay. Tweedle was... Diane.
It was Diane.
Diane, okay.
So
Okay.
Diane revealing Tweedle.
Okay, good.
Next was Entbrat, as you said.
Entbrat.
Mhm.
No idea.
William Bang.
It was William.
Yes, it was.
William.
So, stump.
So Diane, William.
This was followed by Pom Pom, Epic Pom Pom. One of my favorite epics.
Was that? Mummy Flummox and Woods? No. Who was it?
Pokegamer. MSN Pokegamer.
Pokegamer.
Revealed Epic Pom-Pom. This was followed by, as you said, Phoenix Kev revealing
Okay,
Epic
for
Toaster.
some reason that one stuck in my mind. I really liked that one.
Shout
Not
out to
that all of
Phoenix
them
Kev.
weren't great.
Next up was Potbelly. Who revealed Potbelly?
No, Potbelly I thought was Monster Explorers.
You got it.
Okay.
You got that one. That one was a mini winner. Winner? Winner
Winner,
Gagnant.
Okay, and it concluded with Mammoth.
Yes, and who revealed Mammoth?
Epic Mammoth. I don't know. JM Law. No.
This is an insult. Logan Peters
Logan.
revealed it.
Thank you, Logan.
Subscriber and contest enterer. Entrant.
Entrant?
Yes.
Well, this is embarrassing. And you know what? It was many months ago, though, and it's all about the future. No.
You had a better memory for it than I thought.
A great question. Great question.
Still overall
I was
stumped.
defeated. Definitely
Yes.
stumped.
So let's hit the next contest entry to help cheer you up a little bit,
Okay.
shall we?
That ought to do the
So
trick.
this one is from the simple name of Mammoths on Twitter.
Mammoths.
Here we go.
Everybody tune in, we're starting the show. Monsters to talk about, there's so much I know. When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show. That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns that will get stumped, but most of us will have fun. I find viewing Monsterpieces sent by fans to be lit. Monster Kitchen's a thrill if there's time that can stand it. When you hear Cybog or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're live. That's how you know we're live on a Friday. We're on every week. Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet. We don't just do telling, we also do showing. When we stop playing notes, but the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live.
Touching.
Beautiful. Oh, you know, it makes me nostalgic. That last montage of all of our
I
social
loved
media
that.
posts, advertising, our various episodes of My Sing Monsters Live. Oh, brings a tear to my eye.
It's
Chokes
already
me up.
almost been 20 episodes.
Can you believe it? This is episode 19, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe it is.
Next episode is the big 2-0, as Monster-handelr Eric would say.
What an
Hmm.
exciting episode that
Yes,
will be.
that
Make
one.
sure you tune
That
in.
one was great. I
We've
liked
got some things planned.
I liked the fire that was set on the large bakery, not like we planned it. You know,
Not like
Fire.
we planned it.
that's how you know we're live. I also particularly liked the arrangement that Mammoths did of the song. They made it their own.
Yes.
They definitely took it and
Great tune.
sort of ran with it and added new instrumentation and messed around with the format of the song itself. Very well done. Really liked that one.
Well, do you think it might be time to move on to some monster pieces, perhaps?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. So, to recap your stumped report card,
Oh, goodness.
you had 1 out of 5.
20%.
Yes.
Less, or half.
You got partial marks on one question.
Ooh, so 1.5.
All right.
30%. Not bad.
All right, so shall we check out
All right, let's look at
these
some
monster
monster
pieces?
pieces.
The first one coming up is by, this is a long one, Bunny 88489057 And this is their monster that they created for their fictional St.
Seasonal
Patrick's Day
event.
event, yes,
Oh.
called Lucky of Wishing.
Ooh, it sort of reminds me of a peacock.
And it looks like they've put it right onto one of the screenshots from the game.
Well, would you look at that?
And this next one from Dudecraft for response to your request for designs of the monsters' insides.
Wow. Oh, I love the skeletal structure of the quibble.
Very cool. It looks very accurate.
It does look very accurate.
Not that I've seen
They did an
the skeleton of a
exceptionally
quibble.
good job. I like how much the skull and beak specifically fills up the whole part of the monster, consistent with the actual skull of a human world bird.
That's right.
Very well done.
All right.
What do we have next?
From Hazelnut Volcano, we've got a very exciting island.
Holy smokes!
It looks sort of space-inspired, sort of futuristic.
It does look space-inspired. We have there the colossal. We have the clouds surrounding the colossal. I like the earrings that are in the ear. I'm getting a distinct sort of alien, extraterrestrial, super science fiction vibe from this one, as you said.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Next up from Strimes Tweets 49. So this is a very interesting one. Strimes submitted this. It's his.
I know what it is.
It's his I.O.
I think it's the Mirror Continent.
No.
Oh!
Wrong. This is his idea of a world for ethereals in the future of My Singing Monsters.
Wow. Okay, I was way off.
Yes.
Well, I like all the detail that's included here. Oh,
Yeah.
borrowing from human world architectural
Yes.
stylings there
With
in the
the
bottom
pyramid,
right.
the tepees, the castle, the sort of lodge that's there.
Various human cultures sort of depicted here.
All right,
that's
next
great.
up by White Z Bird.
I also like the cardinal points in monsters there.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, what is this?
This is Scartar.
It
Wings
looks,
out.
you know, Scar-Tart. Very cute.
Yes, very sweet.
Oh, and I like the color palette that's used too here.
Very St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, simplified, right? Because obviously Scar-Tart has some red in the mix, and you know, sort of a flesh tone for certain parts of its face and
Yeah,
body.
great
But
monochromatic scheme here.
it is very well done. Well done, White Z-Bird, Z-Bird, what have you.
All right, this one is from Ash on the My Singing Monsters Amino, and this is the reedling I was talking about. How cute is this?
Very cute.
I love it.
Yes. Very, very, very baleful eyes.
Yes, look at those. Yeah, huge, sweet eyes.
And
I love it so
a
much.
nice green hairdo.
All right, let's
Or furdo.
Oh, Furdo. Let's intersperse these monster pieces with another contest entry by Ren Callan, and here we go.
Everybody tune in, we're starting the show. Monsters to talk about, there's so much I know.
When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
Matt will get stumped, but most of us will have fun.
I find viewing Monsterpiece sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're
live on a Friday, we're on every week.
Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet.
We don't just do telling, we also do showing.
When we stop playing notes, but the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live.
Very well done. Oh, I very much liked that one.
Thank you so much for that entry. Especially liked the shot of Matt with a calculator that said "Get Stewart."
Yes, I couldn't. I really liked that bit.
And
it
also-
it recurred. It happened twice in that video entry.
Also enjoyed Young Pango and I believe it was Cybop in their sort of loft in the middle of a city.
Yes, their urban hangout.
Very nice. All right, and up on the screen here from Delango Designs, we see a response to your request for a learned graphic.
Where in which, you know, the thing that we do on the show is that we teach, but we
Yes.
also learn a bunch of things that the community poses, because we're always doing research to try and answer those questions. And this learned looks great. I'd be tempted to pronounce it learned, because that's what I want to be, learned.
Learned. Well, you
That's
look
right.
very learned in this image. And next
Indeed,
up,
I do.
I believe this is from the Brazilian Amino, which, you know, a lot of you have been requesting that we check that out. This is by Foxy Insanity Bogart, and it's a nice epic Bogart.
Oh, thinking of a delicious ice cream cone.
Thinking of its favorite thing.
That's right.
Very tasty. All right.
Next up by Snowkey is an artistic rendition of the Mimic Monster.
That's right.
Hidden in the code for My Singing Monsters 1.
I think this is a sort of fan favorite amongst, you know, legends in the lore of Mycenaean monsters.
That's true. It persists. It's still around. Its popularity still quite potent.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Snooky. This next one is very cheerful. It's from Star Sailor. How cute!
Aww.
Ghast with a little butterfly.
And Ghast seems to be chuckling, seems to be amused at that particular butterfly. Maybe the butterfly just told a joke. Or it's just delighted at having a butterfly light upon its finger. Because as you know, Ghasts sometimes can't control their intangibility and can phase in and out. One of their the side effects of their plasmic nature.
Must make it tough to make pals.
Indeed, or at least to do a handshake, you know?
Absolutely. All right, next up from Tessa. Another response to our request for drawings of the insides of monsters. And in case you can't read it from here, it says, I gave it a heart of gold.
Aww.
Yeah, so if you look very closely, that furcorn has a heart of gold.
Very interesting. I like the bone pieces that are in the legs for this particular furcorn. Also interesting, I find as well that there's no bone structure in the headstock of the furcorn, that it is entirely, I suppose, controlled via musculature.
Must be.
Very interesting. Well done, Tessa.
All right, let's close out these monster pieces with another context entry by Mofix. So this one, Mofix actually didn't get a chance to finish their entry, but they said if you want to enter this portion, then go for it.
So this will be a quick one.
So thank you, Mofix, for the following entry.
All right.
It's not like we planned it. That's how you know it.
Very well done.
Short and sweet.
Ooh, that dissonant note at the end really gets me. All the wordos singing, perhaps they should learn to sing in harmony, because maybe, that's an interesting idea. How many wordos can you get in one location without it starting to sound sort of bad? Maybe 2 per island is the sort of max habitat.
I think a duet is a healthy
I agree, I
Yes,
agree.
Definitely.
Especially when it comes time to singing back and forth lyrics. Sort of a Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga sort of situation. Give and take. That's right.
Did you like their performance at the Oscars?
I did. I thought it was nice.
Good. Monster Handler Michael, huge fan
Of
that
that movie.
Yes.
And we of course parodied
Yes.
A Star is Bread on our Instagram
Check out our
account,
Instagram.
featuring one of our very own performer divas, Paul Sona.
Yes.
And so, as Monster Handler Sydney said, if you haven't checked out our Instagram yet, it's definitely worth checking out. There's all sorts of fun, interesting, and very clever stuff on there, may I say.
Monster Handler Bell is the mastermind of our Instagram account. So
Yes,
lots of great stuff.
does stupendous work.
Instagram.com/MySingMonsters or @MySingMonsters.
Great place to be.
So, what do you think, Matt? Should we reveal the grand prize winner of this contest?
Before we reveal the grand prize winner, you know what?
Another kind of winner?
I had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So before we reveal the grand prize winner, the one that was selected by the Monster Handlers as the recipient of the 1,000 Diamond Prize, you know,
What would you like to do?
there was so much effort, so much care and attention to detail and devotion that was put in to these entries that we received, that, you know what, I think it may make sense to sort of share the wealth, so to speak, to dip into the vault of diamonds and maybe do a little bit of Robin Hooding, sharing the riches that we have here as Monster Handlers.
Is this coming from our personal diamond collection?
I am the richest person in the monster world. My vaults of diamonds, no bounds, no. But I am in a position to award to each of the entrants of this particular music video contest a diamond prize, simply for participating and brightening the day of the Monster Handlers as we got to review and deliberate over which one. We each had different favorites. All of them were so great. It was so hard to decide. So I think this is one of the best ways to celebrate all of these amazing entries, is by giving a diamond prize to all of the participants of this contest. The winner of the contest will still win their 1,000 diamond prize, and that will be the largest diamond prize awarded. But you know what? I figured we might as well reward the amazing contributions of our community and give a little bit of diamonds to everybody.
Isn't that nice? So I think, I believe everyone who entered sent along their friend code, but if you didn't, make sure you do that.
Because that's the only way we're going to be able to award you the diamond prizes that I just revealed.
Exactly. It's like our little keypad to get into your mailbox, basically.
You got it.
Yeah. All right.
So, Something else that we want to do before we reveal the grand prize winner for today.
Let's name another type of winner, our general giveaway winner.
That's right, and
Yes.
today's winner of our giveaway is going to be winning an entire suite of the roster of rares that are available as part of our Easy Being Green promotion. So to recap,
yes.
that's Rare Octopus, Rare Furcorn, Rare Clamble, Rare Shellbeat, and Rare Deej. So you get
Pretty great collection.
all 5 of those monsters to distribute and place on an island of your choosing.
It's a good day to enter the raffle.
You got it. Yeah, this is a pretty big prize.
All right, and Monster Handler Eric, have we?
Is drawing a name.
I believe we've
digitally
selected our winner. And would you like to say?
I would love to. The winner of today's giveaway prize of a suite of plant element rares from our Easy Being Green promotion is Stam42. Congratulations, Stam42. So make sure to whisper us your BBBID/friend code and we'll be able to reward those prizes. Now we typically reward those prizes first thing the next week following after we do our episode of My Singing Monsters Live. So expect all of those prizes in your mailbox next week.
Yes. So remember to whisper message us or we won't be able to send those.
That's right, and we definitely want to.
Of
Okay,
course.
so
Without
much further ado, we're going to be unveiling the winner of our music video contest. Now, as I mentioned, we all had different favorites, but we all loved this entry and the amount of work and the sense of humor that was present in its creation. So we're very excited to unveil it. You know what? I want to keep it a surprise, so why don't we just let the music play.
Let her rip.
Let her rip. Go for it, Eric.
Everybody tune in, we're starting the show. Monsters to talk about, there's so much I know.
When I can't think of more words to rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
That will get stumped, but most of us will have fun.
I find viewing Monsterpiece is sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley,
it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're live on a Friday. We're on every week.
Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet.
We don't just do telling, we also do showing.
When we stop playing notes,
but the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live.
Well done, well done. And who was the submitter of that winning entry?
That was Croftshire from Instagram. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly, but thank you so much for that amazing submission. That must have taken so long to do.
The animation skills, the monster handlers rendered. Now, it's important to note that in this particular video, and you know, this was a bit of a sticking point, potentially that we discussed. In this video, of course, is myself appearing in glorious plasticine form.
There he is.
That's right. But then also, it's Monster Handler Eric who sang the original song and who actually composed the My Singing Monsters jingle. But in this particular entry, it would appear that Monster Handler Michael has done a switcheroo, has usurped the throne, and is appearing as the other singer in the video. So, for reference, Eric is the yellow one.
Yes.
Michael
Let it be known.
The blue one.
We're color-coded teal.
And
pink.
And you know, each monster handler brings something unique,
of course,
to Big Blue Bubble and to the discipline of monster handling in the first place. But of course, these are both gentlemen who typically wear glasses and who are roughly
and sometimes have beards.
Sometimes have beards. So easy to mistake. But we thought we'd clear up the confusion, just maybe not once and for all, but at least today. About
we also left it up to interpretation.
That's true. This could be a deliberate cover.
Or it could be someone who perhaps only heard the song and didn't see the performance.
Ah, that is also incredibly valid. But we figured,
or only had blue clay.
Or
but those quibble beaks.
Not a lot of yellow clay. Perhaps
they ran out.
Perhaps the size of Monster Handler Eric's monster would have to be very small by comparison, and that would have been foolish.
You'd always have to be in the background.
That's right. There's sort of a playing with perspective there. But we absolutely love this entry.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll be sending you, I believe we have their friend codes, we'll be sending you your 1,000 diamonds to your mailbox
Isn't that
next
nice?
week.
That's a glorious
That is
thing.
pretty glorious.
All right, well, thank you so much to everyone who submitted an entry for the music video contest. This was a heck of a lot of fun for us to see all the creativity flowing in.
Let us know if we should do more contests like this or what other contest ideas you guys have. I saw an idea for a wallpaper contest.
I think that's a very
I think
interesting
Diane
idea.
does something similar.
Yes, that could leverage all of the creative art skills, because this one was sort of an editing challenge for our community, and the other one could just be purely an art challenge. So those are great, and I love the fact that in our monster pieces today, we had several of our fans respond to the challenges that were issued in the previous weeks. That's great.
Yes,
it's
love
great
that.
to know that you guys are listening and interested in the challenges that we pose to you.
Always send us your fan art on. We're accepting it on like all social media platforms. Instagram,
so what are we on? What are we on? Sydney?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We check YouTube. We check like different amino groups.
We've got eyes and ears.
Yes.
We're looking. We're
Yes.
always looking for your creative works to share on this program.
So there's lots of ways to get it to us. Make sure you tag us on whatever platform and use #MyStreamingMonsters.
That's right, and that's the way, the foolproof way to make sure that it gets in front of the eyes of Monster Handler Sydney, who's our great
aggregate everything.
Yes, she's the collector. She's the collector of all things fan related. My Singing Monsters. Well, this has been a stupendous episode, sharing in the creativity of the community and also answering a bunch of questions
And speaking of
and getting stumped.
fan created content, we'll be closing out today.
That's right. We'll be continuing our tradition of closing out our episode with a composer monster piece that was sent in to us a couple of weeks ago when we did our composer-centric episode. And you know what? Because we were talking about the element of plant, and because all of our promotions this weekend in both My Singing Monsters and Dawn of Fire relates to the element of plant, I thought it pertinent and totally relevant to select this as our featured composer monster piece this week. So we'll be closing out with this short Plant Island remix by username, I love this, Matthew Makes an Entrance.
Oh, great name.
Yes, and so enjoy the artistic stylings of Matthew Makes an Entrance with the short Plant Island remix, and we'll see you next week at the same time at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy monstering!